Hi, I'm Greg with Blue Diesel Data Science, and I'd like to introduce you to our Orphan Drug Report. This is a report that focuses on pharmaceutical drugs that have been identified as orphans by the FDA. Let's just dive into a couple scenarios. What I'm looking at here are all the Medicaid reported total reimbursements sorted by the amount for all the years. There's no selection going on yet. So let's say I notice this and I'm curious about this drug Abilify. I can go down to the trade name, put in Abilify, select it. But what I really want to do is I want to see the substance, not the trade name. So I'm seeing all the orphan drugs for Otsuka Pharmaceuticals, for Abilify, and their reimbursements, which are substantial. So I'm going to subselect by substance instead and deselect the trade name. I do that because I'll explain later, is what I want to see is Medicaid total reimbursements down here. The firms with Medicaid activity, there's 14, which is surprising. Last year's Medicaid scripts, unique application holders. That's interesting. So this orphan drug has application holders, quite a number of them, but they are not the company that has the orphan drug designation. Otsuka Pharmaceuticals does. Now I'm going to show you something a little different. We have a number of dashboards, and they work in concert. If you're looking at this for orphan drugs, it's interesting, but now you might ask the question, what are these other companies doing in this space? I'm going to flip over to our general inquiry report, and I've already put in the substance name, and I'm going to select it because I want to see what's going on in this market. This is for all years, and you can see that Otsuka Pharmaceuticals dominates that market because it had the orphan status. And it appears that they lost that orphan status, or it expired on 2015, and this is where the generics come in. So it's really easy and really clear to see what's going on. If we start to select here, like let's take a look at only 2014. 2014, Otsuka had $4 billion reported in Medicaid reimbursements. What happens in 2015 when the generics come in? So now they're losing a little bit of that market. They still have $4 billion, so that's substantial. But Teva's coming in, Torrent's coming in, Apotex is coming in. And when you go to 2016, it's even more so. Now Otsuka is down to $2 billion in reported reimbursements. Teva's coming in strong, as is Camber Pharmaceuticals. That is one way to use these reports in concert to get the whole picture of what's going on in the market. The next scenario I want to show you, first I'm going to clear all the filters. Next, we're going to look at a particular company. We see Gilead Sciences in here a number of times, so we're going to just go with Gilead. We want to see Gilead Sciences. We want to see what they have in the market. So they have a number of drugs. It appears that they have quite a few orphan drugs. Let's just randomly pick one. Let's pick Reid. VireD. And again, we want to see it by substance name. And we're going to select that. And we're going to clear this. Because what that allows me to do, that allows me to see if for this particular substance, are there other application holders besides Gilead? So I go down here, and this will tell me the details of the orphan drug, like when the designation date was done, when the exclusivity date was done. And it appears that this went back and forth a few times, like when you see this designated, withdrawn, designated. So it appears they're trying to get different indications for this particular substance. So we can see the activity, application holders. This interests me because there's somebody else in here, and that is Teva. Teva Pharmaceuticals, the big generic out of Israel, has an approval date for this particular substance in 2015. Now that's interesting to me because it takes a couple years to get something through the FDA. Orphan drugs move faster, and they have assistance by the FDA, but this interests me. So we're going to do the same thing we did before, and I want to take this chemical, and I want to see what's going on in the general inquiry report. I'm not seeing any activity by anybody but Gilead, but I do see that the FDA applications, Teva's in there. It's not floating. So expect to see Teva coming into the market with a generic soon. And once again, if we go look when the exclusivity ends, there should be an exclusivity end date, 3/24/2017. So Teva will be coming in 3/25/2017 or sometime thereafter. Anyway, that's the Orphan Drug Report, and I like to show you how these reports work in concert. And we have 5 of these dashboards. By using them all in conjunction, you can get an amazingly accurate view of what's going on in the market, who's coming into the market, what's happening, what the most profitable drugs based on Medicaid reimbursements. Again, you can add your own company unique data to this, and it makes it even more customized to you. That's it. If you have any questions or any ideas for improvement, or would just like to reach out to us, feel free. I appreciate you listening. Thanks.